Hey everybody, Alex from SeemsGoodMagic.com here, and we're back in Swiss, Shadows Over Innistrad, of course. Be sure if you want to watch me on Twitch this weekend, Saturday, Sunday, Monday schedule. You can find the link to follow me in the video description. Also, I would appreciate if you're not a subscriber to this YouTube channel to please click the subscribe button, as well as like the video. That helps me a lot. Alright, the rare is Confirmed Suspicions. I've played it before, it's okay. I don't think it's amazing. Incorrigible Use is a good card. I like Temper more, though. Same with Kindred. In the last draft, kind of as expected, there was some people that did not like the forced archetype. That's okay. That's alright. I probably will do it again at some point. Like here, I probably just want to take the Air Falcon Wrath. One of the stronger vampire cards you can get by far, and works really well with the Fiery Temper. Yeah, it puts people away really nicely. And other than Air of Falcon Wrath, there's Tooth Collector, which is good. Dance with Devils and Inner Struggle, both good red removal spells, but gotta go Air here. One of the better, like I said, one of the better vampire cards you can get. For sure. Okay. So we can do Sanitarium Skeleton. There's good vampire outlets for Sanitarium Skeleton. It seems a bit early to take it. I could take Arsonist, which is not a vampire. I'm going to close my window so you don't have to hear that really annoying noise so loudly. Gatstaff, Arsonist, Sanitarium Skeleton. So, I feel like I'm more likely to see a skeleton later. I don't really want an Arsonist in my vampire decks, but it's a good card. Definitely puts people away. Alright, we'll take the Arsonist. I think we're likely to find another skeleton later. And who knows, maybe we're back in werewolves? Certainly don't see any vampires in here. We could take a second Arsonist. Otherwise, Morkrut Necropod, which is good. I'd probably rather just have an Arsonist. A mana cheaper, you don't have to sacrifice something. Combo's better with certain cards. Yeah, we're going to take it. Okay, well, we've got another crack at Sanitarium Skeleton. I would say Byway Courier. Ooh, wait a second. Razzmatazz. All right. Well, we're in Swiss, and I haven't been able to do the archetype yet. It's early enough where I'm going to force it, so you guys want to see the Razzmatazz deck? Let's make it work here, huh? Like I said, Swiss draft, this is the time to do it. We can try it. Well, there's no spells in here worth playing, so we'll go back towards Vampire for a little bit. We did take it a bit late. Currently, we have one spell, so if Razzmatazz, we got to see some really important spells for the deck, like, immediately, or else I guess we won't be able to make it happen. But for the most part, Razzmatazz is probably the most forcible archetype. Just because basically all you need are spells that people don't want in any other archetype. Well, alright. Now I'm back on the Vampires plan. Getting a late Olivia's Bloodsworn here. I did want to show you guys Razzmatazz. Like I said, the reason that you can force it so well is you've got that Pieces of the Puzzle spell, Tormenting Voice, Catalog, Jace's Scrutiny. You have all these spells that are very much unpopular in any other archetype other than Razzmatazz. I guess we just take Throttle here. Another removal spell. Sanguinary Mage is fine in this deck if you have like Stensia Masquerade. But it's typically not what you want in your aggressive vampire deck. I guess Arsonists aren't exactly what you want in your aggressive vampire deck either, but what can you do? Well, Ulrich's Kindred is a playable aggressive card. We might want the Murderer's Axe, though. It's nice to get free madness outlets in vampires, because there are some actual madness spells. We only have one currently, though. Kindred is obviously more of a werewolf. Well, since it's a wolf, it's a wolf card. But I think I'm actually going to take the axe here. I could see how people would want me to maybe take the wolf there, but I'm going to hope that I can come up with some better vampires along the way. We'll take Mutation over Apparatus. That seems good. There is Senseless Rage, I guess, which is kind of cool with Murder's Axe, but we're going to take the Mutation. All right, got the skeleton, which does combo well currently with Murderer's Axe, as well as now we're just going to cut red and black. Okay, so we want to be vampires, of course. Heir of Falconwrath being the strongest card in our deck currently, followed by probably Fiery Temper. All right. This pack's not amazing. I'd probably take the Dance with Devils. I actually just like this spell. One of the better spells you can get with Rise from the Tides, actually. But I actually like Dance with Devils quite a bit. It's more aggressive than you might think it is. There's also a Rattle Chains and a Dauntless Cathar in here, which are good. But Dance with Devils is actually a spell I just really like in this format. Well, from Under the Floorboards, I recognize this spell. All right, since we actually have free Madness outlets, we might as well play it. Although our deck is not lacking for 5-drops, but it doesn't hurt that there's nothing else in this pack we're interested in. Even Magmatic Chasm is not looking super good. So we definitely want to lower the curve of this deck, if at all possible. Guess we can take Geist Blast. Not seeing the vampires we're hoping to see here. I guess I take Accomplice. Could take the Uncaged Fury, but now we're like looking for actual creatures. It doesn't matter if they're vampires, I guess, since we don't have Stentia Masquerade. We can just be black-red aggro, but in order to be black-red aggro, we need this curve to go down a lot. This curve is much too high. Probably don't want to play that. Not even sure if I want to play all these 5-drops. Yeah, we got to lower this curve a lot. All right, taking the Forge Master over the Twins. Twins is cool in this deck, but we've got too much top end already, and I can't hope to madness it out as much as I want. So we're off vampires. We're just in black-red aggro, which is fine. I'll probably pick up the Neonate over the Accomplice and the Twins here. I actually like the Neonate a lot. It's actually pretty good with Murderer's Axe, too. And it's a free From Under the Floorboards outlet, which is not to be overlooked. I just like Neonate a lot. I underrated it a lot at the beginning of the format. I've come to appreciate the card quite a bit. Alright, seems like an easy Uncaged Fury here. Nice way to push damage through. Don't have any Tramplers, I guess, which makes it slightly worse, but we do have some evasion. Alright, I guess we'll take the Wolf. Not exactly what our deck's looking for, but we have a couple other werewolves and wolves to pair with it, I guess. Alright, guess we can take Sanguinary Mage. It's a cheap vampire. Not what our deck's really looking for, but it's playable. Alright, mutation number 2 versus Chasm. I guess we do have a lot of ground guys at this point. And I don't really need Wicker Witch, right? There's no Delirium in this deck. Might be more likely I play the mutation. Mutation with Uncaged Fury is just a ridiculous amount of damage. Alright. Alright, Senseless Rage, sure. Cutting the black card again. Cutting the red card that's actually playable out of sideboard against like Slayer's Plate and stuff like that. We're not going to play blue. I'll let someone play that. Deny Existence. Alright. So, looking a lot better after pack 2, I guess. Still need some creatures. Still want to cut down on the curve. Like, I don't really want any more 4 or 5 drops unless they're like complete and utter bombs. Okay, I guess Geese's Bidding is pretty bomb. I might just want the Deadweight, though. I like Geese's Bidding. It's cool that we have a Neonate and an Heir of Falconwrath that work really well with it. What's our removal right now? We have a couple mutations, Senseless Rage, Temper, Geist Blast, Uncaged Fury. I guess we'll take the Geese's Bidding. The fact that we have some real cheap outlets to get it down, I don't think is irrelevant. Even like Murderer's Axe, I guess. Well, Deadweight is very good. Really cannot be overlooked how good Deadweight is. I don't think either of them are going to wheel. I just love that deadweight lets you push damage through. I'm actually going to take the deadweight. Ooh, aristocrat. All right. What's our vampire count? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It doesn't even matter that we're a little bit light, mostly because aristocrat goes infinite by itself with skeleton. Not that that's like broken, but it's still good. All right, blood mad's exactly what our deck's looking for. More so than a neonate, I would say. We're still on the hunt for more creatures as well. I think we can probably cut Senseless Rage first. I guess we have 13. Actually, we have 14 creatures, including From Under the Floorboards and Dance with Devils. So now we're up to 15 creatures, technically. Probably just take a second Geist Blast. It's just removal. I'm not sure I want this Howlpack Wolf. It's okay. It's aggressive. I don't like that it can't block. I do think that's... I mean, it blocks not very often in our deck either. I think I'm probably not going to end up... I can play it if I have to. So, but now we're back down to 14 creatures with Dance with Devils and From Under the Floorboards. Might need to change that. Biting Rain's probably good against us. I don't need another 5-drop removal spell. I could take the Rush, but... Yeah, Rush and Uncaged Fury tend to pair kind of absurdly well with each other. I guess we'll take it. Let's see if we can't make this a 16-land deck. I probably need to end up cutting one of our Arsonists in order to do that. There's a Stensia Masquerade. All right. Oh, wait. There's Burn from Within in here? Yeah, we got to take the Burn spell. I mean, Masquerade is obviously insane, but being able to just kill your opponent when you're getting flooded especially is too good to pass up, in my opinion. So we got to take this. All right, the rats, sure. Pyrehound is another option, actually. I mean, we have quite a few. We're just going to end up cutting spells, though, I think is what it comes down to. Although, I mean, even cards with, like, Dance with Devils and From Under the Floorboards tend to pair pretty well with Pyrehound. And the rats aren't really aggressive. They do let you peck damage through. Guess I'd still rather have the Pyrehound when we have this many. You know, that's a nice late Blood Mad Vampire. All right, we'll take the Inner Struggle. Take the Noble. All right, getting a nice vampire count now. Pretty late here. Getting a real nice vampire count. All right. Well, now we're just in a good place. Now we can make cuts that are not... So yeah, Stensia Masquerade would have been pretty insane in here, but like I said, Burn from Within it's just one of those cards you got to take. You really can't pass. When you're in red, you really can't pass a Burn from Within. Dealing X damage to a creature or player is just too good. So I think we're going to opt to play our burn spells over our tricks. Not regretting that. And I think we're just going to try and get away with 16 lands. I think this deck can handle it. We basically just need to cut some of our 4-drops. So let's be... So we really have 17 creatures right now, including Dance with Devils and From Under the Floorboards, which I think is fine to include those. Especially with Madness outlets, I think From Under the Floorboards gets a lot better. I actually just really like Dance with Devils in general. So I think I'm going to keep that around. Probably cut the Arsonist. I like the card. We're trying to cut back on curve, though, like I said. I don't love Sanguinary Mage, but with Indulgent Aristocrat in here, I probably want to play it. Plus, we just have an absurd amount of non-creature spells. So I need to make 4 more cuts. I think a Mutation can go. I kind of want to keep the Rush of Adrenaline, however. And I definitely want to keep this Uncaged Fury. I could cut the Throttle and keep the Inner Struggle. I guess I'm okay with that, actually. That seems fine. Might cut the Murderer's Axe. I didn't end up with a ton of Madness cards. We do have 2 Blood Mad Vampires and from under the floorboard. So we have 3 and Temper. So we have 4, which isn't bad, but I think for the most part I probably don't need the Murderer's Axe. I probably don't need it. I've got a couple other ways to get Madness. So I think it's a safe cut. Our removal looks great. Our creatures are pretty decent, actually, too. So 16 creatures right now, right? Dance with Devils from under the floorboards. Kind of want to cut the Pyrehound. I like the surprise aspect of Dance with Devils. I think it's easy to overlook. Plus, anything that's like 4 mana or higher, I'm more on board with cutting than anything cheap. But I think probably can cut a Pyrehound and be okay. Like, if we look at our curve now, if we combine the groups, yeah, I think our curve is very good, actually. This curve definitely looks like it can get away with 16 lands. We have a lot of removal. We actually have 15 creatures, which is like basically the requisite amount you want to run in almost every draft deck. So that's looking good. Yeah, I like this deck. This looks like a good deck, good vampire deck. Could have had a Styncia Masquerade, opted for the Burn from Within instead. I'm not regretting that too much. Like, obviously, Styncia Masquerade would have been pretty insane in here, but I still think with all this removal, we're really going to be able to push damage through well. And tricks, too. Like, the tricks and removal we have are very good. So, yeah, I'm on board with this deck. I think it looks good. So I think we're probably just going to end up doing a 9-8. Or, I guess, 9-7? Yeah, I think 9-7 is appropriate here. So, 9-7. Pretty good looking deck. I like when I feel comfortable getting away with 16 lands. And in this case, like I said, I'm pretty comfortable getting away with 16 lands here. So, cool looking deck. I think it's in B territory, probably. Yeah, with all the removal, it's probably like a 86% or something, honestly. It's probably pretty high grade. Looks good. A lot of big threats. Big threats that come out quickly. A few times on stream, I got to do Blood Mad Vampire, Rush of Adrenaline, Uncaged Fury, which is just absolutely absurd amount of damage. If you do the math on it, you get +2 from this, right? Then plus another one from this, so that's 7. So you deal 7 damage, right? But then it gets buffed before it does the second double strike damage, so it becomes 8 power. So you actually deal 15 damage with these 3 cards, which is pretty insane. All right, so yes, rating this deck about 86%. I like it, looks good. Sanguinary Mage surprisingly looks good in here with all the removal spells, as well as creature spells. Creature instant / whatever. You get what I'm saying. All right. See you round 1.